Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 19, text number 36. Everindropasam Pakandir Haribirjanam Priyamanam Vichakshpenam Yaste Yajnadrug Ashwamut. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the minds of the sacrifice, in the midst of the sacrifice, by stealing the sacrificial horse. These attractive sinful activities he has introduced will be carried out by the people in general. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Yadat acharati shreshta tatat evataro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. For his own sense gratification, King Indra thought to defeat Maharaj Prithu in the performance of 100 horse sacrifices. Consequently, he stole the horse and hid himself amid so many irreligious personalities, taking on the false disguise of a sannyasi. Such activities are attractive to people in general. Therefore, they are dangerous. Lord Brahma thought that instead of allowing Indra to further introduce such religious systems, it would be better to stop the sacrifice. A similar stance was taken by Lord Buddha when people were overly engrossed in the animal sacrifices recommended by Vedic instructions. Lord Buddha had to introduce the religion of non-violence by contradicting the Vedic sacrificial instructions. Actually, in the sacrifices, the slaughtered animals were given a new life, but people without such powers were taking advantage of such Vedic rituals and unnecessarily killing poor animals. Therefore, Lord Buddha had to deny the authority of the Vedas for the time being. One should not perform sacrifices that will induce reversed orders. It is better to stop such sacrifices. As we have repeatedly explained, due to lack of qualified Brahminical priests in Kali-yuga, it is not possible to perform the ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Vedas. Consequently, the Shastras instruct us to perform the Sankirtana yajna. By Sankirtana sacrifice, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Lord Chaitanya will be satisfied and worshipped. The entire process of performing sacrifices is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Lord Vishnu or Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna is present in his form of Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, people who are intelligent should try to satisfy him by performing Sankirtana yajna. This is the easiest way to satisfy Lord Vishnu in this age. People should take advantage of the injunctions in different shastras concerning sacrifices in this age and not create unnecessary disturbances during the sinful age of Kali. In Kali-yuga, men all over the world are very expert in opening slaughterhouses for killing animals, which they eat. If the old ritualistic ceremonies were observed, people would be encouraged to kill more and more animals. In Calcutta, there are many butcher shops which keep a deity of goddess Kali, and animal eaters think it is proper to purchase animal flesh from such shops in hope that they are eating the remnants of the food offered to goddess Kali. They do not know that goddess Kali never accepts non-vegetarian food because she is the chaste wife of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also a great Vaishnava and never eats non-vegetarian food. and the goddess Kali accepts the remnants of the food left by Lord Shiva. Therefore, there is no possibility of her eating flesh or fish. Such offerings are accepted by the associates of goddess Kali, known as Bhutas, Pishachas, and Rakshasas. Those who take the prasadam of the goddess Kali in the shape of flesh or fish are not actually taking the prasadam left by goddess Kali, but the food left by the Bhutas and Pishachas. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, Lord Brahma is continuing, urging King Prithu to not to retaliate, but to not to perform the 100th Ashwamedha Yajna, in spite of Indra being the king of heaven, and out of enviousness, he tried to stop Prithu Maharaj from completing his 100th Ashwamedha Yajna, so that Maharaj Prithu will not become more powerful than him. So yesterday we discussed how this kind of enviousness is very much part of the conditioned souls. And Indra, being a demigod, not a liberated soul, is also very much conditioned, and therefore he can also be inflicted. And we know several cases where Indra has been inflicted with lust, inflicted with pride, and inflicted with jealousiness. So these Leelas of the Lord described in Srimad Bhagavatam reinforces the reader's understanding. One who hears this Bhagavatam reinforces there is nothing great about attaining heavenly planets, or nothing great about becoming an heavenly being in the heavenly planet, including positions like Indra or other demigods. Krishna consciousness is far, far beyond the conventional birth and rebirth in this material world, either in the material world or in the spiritual world. Abrahma Pumanaloka Punaravartano Arjuna. That a devotee is not bewildered by temporary power, because all power in this material world is temporary. He seeks no power, he seeks no powerful position. Because he knows, as we discussed yesterday, that these are all illusory traps by which the living entity who is entitled for pure bhakti rasa is deprived of the same through imprisonment in these material bodies. Whether you are in a C-class prison room or B-class prison room or A-class prison room, the prison room is prison. There is no great progress If one says, no, I have moved from C-class prison to A-class prison. Prison is governed by laws of the prison. Similarly, in this material world, we are entrapped in this body, and the laws of the prison are the laws of the three modes of material nature. The action and reaction according to three modes of material nature. So the three modes of material nature is acting upon every living entity in this material world, which makes one to anchor his otherwise liberated consciousness, otherwise free consciousness, to be anchored to think that I am this body, and hence all the pleasures of this body are my pleasures, happiness of this body is my happiness, happiness of my social ego is my happiness, etc. Whereas a living entity is entitled, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jivera Sarupoe Nitya Krishna Dasa. The living entity is entitled to enjoy the spiritual dignity of being part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Satchidananda Swarupa, Krishna, and realize his own Satchidananda Swarupa. That rasa is entitled to, and due to forgetfulness of that rasa, forgetfulness of Krishna, one falls into this material world, and the material energy is also serving Krishna, and the material energy is immediately giving us our material body, and the biggest trap is to make the living entity feel that you are not servant of Krishna, you are this body. And therefore you should serve yourself. Entire existence, everybody is self-centered, seeking power, knowledge, pleasure, love. All self-centered. This material world is created for self-centered situations, for living entities to compete with each other in self-centeredness. There is competition because the living entity seeks power, and power is not over material things alone. Biggest sense gratification is power over the living entities, controlling other living entities. That is the biggest maya. So that we discussed yesterday, the nature of this material world is somebody will be envious of you and you will be envious of somebody. This is a never-ending mutual, that means envy exists between people in this material world. Lust exists between people. Greed exists between people. If one living entity did not want to control another living entity, that desire was not there, is not there. Or exploit another living entity for one's own happiness and pleasure, then the place will become Vaikuntha. It is a consciousness of exploitation for selfish pleasure, self-centered interest. The entire world is exploited. The attitude of I am the Lord of all I survey. So the entire world is you can see, from the topmost leaders to everyone, it's all about power. The spiritual world is all about love. Material world is all about power. Just like power, everybody is struggling for power here. There everybody is expanding and relishing ananda, love. That is the nature, the atmosphere of the spiritual world. Here power is there, self-centered power, therefore there is hatred, there is fighting, there is competition, harassment, torture, Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik. Nature of the body, nature of other living entities to inflict suffering, nature of demigods who also show their anger, just like the Vrajavasis when they stopped the yajna for Indra. Immediately he became angry and it troubled all the Vrajavasis with storm, rain, thunder. So demigods also trouble the living entities. Adi Dhaivika, kleshas put by. So this only solution to all this problem is as per our Shastric thing. If you get a human form of life, then it is a very rare opportunity for one to come out of the idea that I am this body. And I am eternal servant of Krishna. I am not matter. I am not this matter body. I am spirit, consciousness, Chinmaya, Vastu I am. I am mistake because my nature is to have a Chinmaya Vastu. Therefore, when I am put in this body, I easily fall into the illusion that this body is my body, this body is Chinmaya Vastu. Maya's expertise is such that it creates for our senses a body which is almost acting like Chinmaya body, the spiritual body. But it is not. Just like in a cloth shop, mannequins are dressed. And the passerby customer sees. He sees a dress, he or she sees herself in that dress and gets attracted, goes and buys this dress. But what he or she is there is not, it's a plastic. But you project that it is a body of flesh like yours, full-fledged person like you. Similarly, go one step below, one step in your logic. In the material world, I am thinking this body is me. That means my body is a chit body. It has got form, it has got name, it has got activities, everything. So immediately this also is, Maya perfectly duplicates a spiritual body, something that looks like spiritual body out of Panchabhutas. And 3 subtle elements. An attachment to this false definition of the self. Right from childhood, as we grow, our self-identity is defined as this body. The very same mind can remove this identity and bring in the identity that I am servant of Krishna. I am bodiless in this material world. I don't have my real body. No doubt, real body is inside. I am not aware of my real body. Just like let's say you go to the moon, they'll put a suit on you. Then only you can survive. And with the suit, you go on living in the moon. There is hand, there is leg, all your organs are working through the suit. So what will you think eventually? I am this suit. But your real you is inside? Is there. Without the real you, the suit will not move, suit will not walk. But you think that I am the suit. So exactly in the same way, identical. The spirit soul with the spiritual body is inside this. The thinking of the spiritual body is now thinking like this material yantra. Feeling of my spiritual body, I adopt the feeling of the yantra. Thinking, feeling, willing, everything. That's why it is said, Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha. Whatever we are doing, it is all happening in the field, in the material nature. So to come out of this illusion is a whole process of, when you get a human form, in the human form, when you follow the directions of the Vedas and live your life according to dharma, you will elevate your consciousness to become liberated from this limiting bodily concept of life. I am spirit, I am not body. Spirit has no limit. Body is limited. The spirit has no limit in serving Krishna. So this, as Prabhupada explains in this purport, the whole process of normal, gradual evolution through different kinds of yajnas that are prescribed for human being. It's all not possible in Kali-yuga. At the same time, all the effects of that and more than that, million times more than that, one gets simply by performing Sankirtana yajna. Yajnai Sankirtana prayer yajantihi sumedasha. So those who are intelligent human beings, they realize that it is a great opportunity I have got in this human form of life to perform this Nama Yajna, Japa Yajna, to perform the Sankirtana Yajna together, individually, and to engage in activity to promote this Sankirtana everywhere. This is a great opportunity to attain perfection of life. Perfection. Kali-yuga, everything is imperfect. Every normal path, it's an emergency. There are no right path at all. There is no varnashrama. There is no yajna performed by human beings. There is no faith that Supreme Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Father of all living entities. There is no understanding of how to even bring peace and prosperity in the material world itself. There is a way for peace and prosperity in this world, and then after giving up this life, you go into eternal peace and eternal prosperity. So here now, there is no way. So that way is the path of obedience to the Lord's do's and don'ts and leading one's life according to that. Then one will gradually become free from this prison and go back to Godhead. So that is we see that all the fruitive activities, all the flowery words in the Vedas of doing this punya, that punya, all those things, we are aloof from all that. This path is the path of direct shelter of Krishna. And Vedesya sarvair aham ved vedya. I am to be known by all the Vedas. So it's very special that Krishna directly says, I am before you, I am ordering you, now do it. Forget all those normal path. It's a normal path. It's called Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam. You give up all that. Surrendering to me is the highest religion. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us how to surrender to Krishna. Is by Sankirtana. Krishna himself is coming and teaching us. Give your attention to the holy name. Work for the holy name. Namavatara. Think, feel and will in service of the holy name. Give devotional attention. Give respectful attention. And develop a relationship with Nama Prabhu. And make your life successful. Perfect. This life itself. Otherwise, how difficult it is to find a needle in a haystack. Like that, to find this path is like finding a needle in a haystack. Because we already got the needle, we don't realize that. By our good fortune, we got this needle. We got this path. So this path of Krishna consciousness, the path of starting with Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's revelation in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is completely a different path than the normal Vedic path. What the Vedas position, that is also Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita. Purpose of the Vedas, he explains in the Bhagavad Gita. Purpose of Vedic life, he explains in the Bhagavad Gita. Purpose of demigod worship, he explains in the Bhagavad Gita. And the purpose of all that is Krishna. The end he says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam. Ham tam sarva papebhyo. Normally, if you don't follow dharma, you will get papa. Ma sucha, do not worry. Ham tvam sarva papebhyo. Because of surrendering to me, in the worldly system, or the Vedic system you can say, you will be considered to be doing papa. Your duty to parents, your duty to this, your duty to... So many duties are there if you don't do. Forget about sinful activities. Even not doing your duty is also punishable. It's a papa. You don't take care of your old parents, it's papa. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma sucha. You will not get affected by all those papas because you have come to me. And coming to me is a very purpose of all the Vedas. It's a very slow process. By good fortune you have come to me. Krishna is telling, I am ordering you to fight, you fight. Don't give me all these shastras. So that one has to understand that the shastras are at one level. The order of Krishna can surpass the shastras. Just like Prabhupada is explaining here, Krishna came as Buddha. He ordered, don't follow the shastras. Only he can do. Because he has a purpose. He wanted to relieve people from mass abuse of shastra to kill animals. They are relying upon the scriptures, misusing the scriptures. And then, see, you follow as Prabhupada says, if in a yajna, animal is sacrificed, the scriptures talk about that it is a positive activity of giving new life to that horse which was being sacrificed in the fire. So giving new life. If you chant the proper mantra and everything. So that is the prescribed one. It's a positive one. It is for that soul, it is giving a new life, a higher life. So when Buddha came, he saw that all the living entities were, because we are all ultimately, the Vedic culture was there. But that Vedic culture turned into purposeless, without the purpose, ritualistic. As Prabhupada says here in this purport, seeing Kali's picture in the butcher shop, the man is concocting, okay, oh, this is Kali Prasadam. So it justifies. But it is wrong. So he is having a false sense of satisfaction that, no, I am following this, I am worshipping, I am taking Kali Prasadam. But the reality is something else. They are taking prasadam of pishachas, ghosts who are hanging around, tamasic. Ghosts are hanging around Lord Shiva. Very merciful Vaishnava, Lord Shiva. So Vedas can be abused, the Shastras can be abused, Shastras can be rejected. The superficial understanding of the Shastras can be rejected. Shastras have an essential value. What is the essential value of Shastras? Vedescha sarvair aham eva vedya. That is the essence of it. When that is not there, then it has to be. The superficial interpretation of Shastra should be rejected. So in this way, people say, is Shastra important or Krishna important? Come to Guru issue. They say, oh, it's against the Shastra. They say, it's not against the Shastra. Let's say, assume, superficially against Krishna. They'll say that, parampara is stopping, this thing, that thing, all kind of things. Tradition. Yeah, we are breaking tradition. We are breaking tradition. Shastric tradition we are breaking. Now go same analogy. Arjuna giving all Shastric reasons why I will not fight. Whole Bhagavad Gita was preached to tell that I am here, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am telling you this, forget all that. No, Krishna, Shastras are telling so many pages, so many books. And you, one line you say, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam. See, that is not evidence. All those are evidence. You cannot replace it by one order of yours. Similarly, these people say, one order of Prabhupada, July 9th letter. Just you are using one letter. He wrote so many books. They're all over there. He said, become Guru, become Guru, become Guru. Okay, how to reconcile this final order of Prabhupada? It's like Krishna's order. You have to follow that. And then you have to understand backwards that all other become Guru is referring to Siksha Guru. Preaching as Siksha Guru. To reconcile. That's Prabhupada's final order. Just like the entire Vedas were set aside by the one final order of Krishna. Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam. Sarvadharman Parityaja is not saying all adharmas you give up. Sarva adharma Parityaja. He did not say that. See, very, very unusual. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarvadharman Parityaja. What you think as dharma and all, you give it up. Highest dharma is surrendering unto me. My order, following my order. So Buddha told, there are occasions, it's not that Shastras are absolute because it has come from Krishna. If Krishna says otherwise, over. Krishna came as Buddha said otherwise, then you are saved. By following your concocted interpretation of Shastra as on that date, by killing animals. That is you don't get the benefit of following that Shastra. Similarly, if you follow the tradition, Guru should become, next disciple should become next Guru. If you're not qualified, if you're not ordered by the previous Acharya, then it is like using the Shastras to kill animals and think that I am very Shastric. In the same way, people who are posing as Gurus without being authorized, they are receiving faith of innocent living entities. So it's always safe, instead of mental speculation, to surrender to Krishna, surrender to his pure devotees. For us in Krishna consciousness movement, in ISKCON movement, Prabhupada is Krishna for us. Prabhupada is a final authority. His order is sanctum. His order is absolute. So all absolute mercy, absolute power, absolute kripa, everything is associated with the order of Prabhupada. And by adhering to that strictly, then the institution that Srila Prabhupada set up will thrive in its purity. That is important. Thriving in its purity is important. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanat Pranam. Prabhu, that what is the opposite camp's opinion on Gaudiya Math? Like after
What is it?
the opposite camp's opinion about Gaudiya Math. That Gaudiya Math also they say after Bhaktivedanta Saraswati, we can also all become guru like that. They are and their gurus, disciples, guru like that. It is going down. So Prabhupada said that that is not correct. That is not correct thing they did. So how do they reconcile this?
How do they reconcile?
They are saying after Prabhupada we can become guru, then our disciple they'll become guru like this guru.
So they are following like Gaudiya Math.
So Prabhupada clearly said that Gaudiya Math, what they did it was wrong. So how they consider that Gaudiya Math is correct or not?
Now Gaudiya Math is, whatever Gaudiya Math is doing, it is not about guru or shishya. Gaudiya Math, Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ordered. His order was very clear. Don't assume guruship. Form a governing body commission and run the Gaudiya Math. A self-effulgent acharya will emerge among you. At each point of history, what Bhaktisiddhanta said about his future is different from what Prabhupada said about future of ISKCON is different. For Gaudiya Math, he said that will emerge. But he is harmless in the sense, if his individual purity, if he's chanting, he's doing everything, he will get. Nobody can stop that. But there is an institutional purity that leads to, purity is a force, that leads to expanding the mission. That is lost. So similarly, here also, it takes time. The institutional purity means institutional force, is lost. Therefore, so many gurus have fallen, and that means so many disciples have also left the movement. So there is there's a loss, institutional loss. For instance, many people in the other ISKCON, let's say another generation, new generation, they come. They say, okay, this is a system. GBC has appointed me as guru. This is a system, GBC system. And he becomes that. He will not lose any force. He will lose the institutional force. Institutional disobedience, this is. Institutional disobedience has got institutional consequences. Every disciple, 4 regulative principles, some disobedience will be there. That will affect you, not the institution. The Acharya has a vision in giving a certain direction, that how the entire movement can be united under the Acharya as in the center.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You given the very nice example comparing Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita and this Guru issue, where they say it's about the tradition. And in Gita also, at 4th chapter, Krishna says he comes to establish the dharma. And very after few minutes, he says, give up all the dharmas. So opposite chambers, when we meet them, they also similar arguments they use, saying that Prabhupada only has told that you become a regular guru few days before he passed away.
Correct.
That is June,
Correct.
June 28th. And
Here, a few minutes before,
yeah, after
Krishna
10
only told, I have come to establish Dharma. Right? And then few minutes afterwards, the 18th chapter is saying Sarva Dharman Parityaj.
So,
That's the example.
yeah, similarly, Prabhupada has told on June 28th, you become a regular guru. And July 9th, he's saying the Ritvit systems. So it's very much coincident.
No, we don't accept May 28th,
May
Prabhupada
28th.
said, become regular gurus. When I order, he says.
Yeah.
He didn't order you become regular gurus. When I order. But you can apply this analogy to say that in so many places Prabhupada has, after the present guru, next disciple is the next guru. All these things are given that's a normal dharma. That's our normal dharma. July 9 letter is Sarva Dharman Paritecha Mamekam Sharanam Vacha.
Or many times in different books, Prabhupada writes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, all of you become a guru. So Prabhupada's own words are there. You are disobeying. But as you said, July 9th letter is for us like a Sarva Dharma.
Now that if you see even Chaitanya Charitamrita purport, that Hamara Ajna Guru hai, that is actually about Siksha Guru. From that purport itself we can make out, this is an order for Siksha Guru. That order is very general. But to become Diksha Guru, you have to be authorized by specifically be authorized by your predecessor Acharya. And Prabhupada said he was authorized by the predecessor Acharya. When he was asked, were you ordered? Yes, he had to be ordered. So there are two things. Hamara Ajna Guru hai is the general order for everybody to become Siksha Gurus. To become Diksha Guru, you have to be authorized. That is Diksha Vidhana definition. Diksha Vidhana means you have to be authorized by the predecessor Acharya, then he continues the Diksha. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.